The most dangerous enemy isn't the one who curses your name, it's the one who shakes your hand while digging your grave. Have you ever felt the subtle sting of someone's hatred? The kind that runs deeper than mere dislike? It's terrifying, but the truth is, not all enemies declare war openly. Some wear the mask of friendship, hiding intentions darker than mere resentment. And the worst part? Most people never see it coming. This isn't paranoia, it's survival. Some enemies don't act on impulse, they plan, they wait, and when the moment is right, they strike. What's truly frightening about these people? They look just like everyone else. They might be a coworker, a friend, or even someone you trust deeply. By the time their true nature is revealed, it's often far too late. In this video, we'll uncover the 5 critical signs that separate simple hatred from something far more sinister. Spotting these signals could mean the difference between safety and becoming a tragic statistic. So ask yourself, do you really know who's on your side and who's merely waiting for the perfect moment to take you down? Let's find out. 1. The silent observer. The most dangerous threats don't announce themselves. A predator that roars before it strikes only gives its prey a chance to flee. The deadliest ones, though? They wait. They watch. They blend into the background until the time is right. And by the time you realize you've been watched, it's already too late. Someone who doesn't just dislike you, but actively wants you gone, becomes what I call the silent observer. This isn't about curiosity, it's about precision. They track your every move, not out of interest, but with intent. And the most terrifying part? You rarely notice it. The silent observer doesn't need to threaten you. They don't need to act openly. They just need to watch. Maybe you've already encountered one and never realized it. Have you ever had someone mention a place you've been, even though you never told them? Or noticed a certain person showing up more often in your routine, as if they know exactly where you'll be? At first, it feels like coincidence, but then it keeps happening. They always seem to be there, perfectly timed, almost as if they know exactly where you're going to be. The truth becomes impossible to ignore. In today's world, tracking someone doesn't require special tools. It just requires patience. You might not announce your schedule, but your friends do. You might not post every detail, but they piece it together from the breadcrumbs you leave behind. A silent observer doesn't need to hack your phone, they just need to pay attention. How do you protect yourself? Pay attention. Who always seems to be where you are? Who knows things they shouldn't? Trust your instincts. If something feels wrong, it probably is. 2. The quiet betrayal. Some attacks don't come with a warning. Some are slow, deliberate, and carefully hidden beneath the surface like poison in a drink. The most dangerous enemies aren't always the ones who openly oppose you. They're the ones who smile in your face while quietly unraveling everything you've worked for. Emily believed her challenges at work were just part of the job. Difficult coworkers, a few misunderstandings, nothing unusual. But soon, something strange began to happen. Her boss, once her biggest supporter, began distancing himself. Colleagues who once confided in her now grew cold. There was no single incident, no clear explanation. But Emily began to notice small, well-placed distortions. A rumor here, a misinterpreted comment there. Little by little, a web of deceit was woven around her. Betrayal doesn't always strike openly. It works slowly, quietly. It's a whisper, a distortion, an unseen hand manipulating everything around you. To protect yourself, remember that reputation is fragile, but character is unbreakable. Others may try to control how you're seen, but they can't control who you truly are. And don't ignore the signs. If trust starts eroding around you without reason, pay attention. The source is often someone who's been hiding in plain sight. 3. The mask of friendship. The most dangerous enemy doesn't always stand against you. Sometimes they stand beside you, wearing the face of a friend. Betrayal rarely comes from strangers. It comes from those you've let into your life. They gain your trust, weave themselves into your world, and by the time you realize their true intentions, they already know exactly where and how to strike. Take James, for example. He was always cautious about who he let into his life, but when he met Daniel, things felt different. Daniel wasn't just a co-worker, he quickly became a close friend. He listened, offered advice, and seemed genuinely interested in James's life. But then, strange things started happening. Personal projects James had been working on were suddenly taken over by someone else. Private details James had shared only with Daniel were used against him in the office. When James confronted Daniel, he brushed it off as nothing. But the damage was done. This is the true nature of the false friend. They don't challenge you directly. Instead, they embed themselves into your world, making you believe they're on your side, only to turn your trust into a weapon. How do you protect yourself? Be cautious of those who rush to be your closest confidants. True friendship is earned over time, not rushed, and never give anyone access to your vulnerabilities too quickly, because in the wrong hands, trust becomes a weapon. 4. The gradual attack. No one descends into violence without warning. Before a storm unleashes its full force, the air grows heavy, the wind shifts, and the sky darkens. Likewise, when someone harbors true malice, they don't strike outright. They test, they escalate, they observe how much they can get away with before making their final move. Consider Nathan, who always brushed off his coworker Eric's dark humor. Eric joked about hurting people, about how easy it would be to get rid of someone without a trace. Nathan laughed it off, thinking it was just twisted humor. But soon, things escalated. Eric began invading Nathan's personal space. He'd block doorways, bump into Nathan with increasing force, and make casual, violent remarks. It started with a joke and then became passive-aggressive behavior, testing the waters to see how much Nathan would tolerate. Escalation is a pattern, and the longer you ignore it, the further it will go. Recognize the signs early. Don't let them grow. Set boundaries, address aggression directly, and don't hesitate to remove yourself from their reach. 5. The long game. The most dangerous enemy is the one who plays the long game, the one who waits patiently, studying, learning, and moving only when the time is perfect. Ethan always trusted his instincts, sensing hostility and avoiding trouble before it happened. But he never saw Daniel coming. Daniel was always supportive, friendly, and reliable, nothing to raise suspicion. Over the years, Ethan confided in Daniel about his career, finances, and personal struggles. Daniel seemed like the perfect coworker, always there when needed. But one day, Ethan realized something was wrong. Daniel's calm, helpful exterior had always been a facade. By the time Ethan recognized the threat, it was already too late. The patient, long-term player had learned everything he needed to know. How do you protect yourself? Stay aware. Some threats don't announce themselves. They play the long game. Be cautious of people who seem too perfect, too steady, too eager to be by your side. In a world where enemies can disguise themselves as friends and intentions are hidden behind smiles, the key to survival is awareness. Trust your instincts and never assume that danger is always loud and obvious. The most dangerous enemies are often the ones who are the quietest, waiting for their perfect moment to strike. Actionable wisdom. By being aware of these individuals, you'll be able to preserve your energy and stay aligned with your goals, just like the Stoics would advise. If you found this video valuable, make sure to subscribe to Stoic Trench for more practical Stoic insights that can help you lead a life of wisdom, strength, and serenity. Final words. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay wise, stay strong, and keep building your Stoic Trench.